Hi, good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to go over the triangles practice page answers with you. Hopefully you had a chance to finish it. You should check your answers as we go through and ask any questions that you need to about incorrect answers. So the first set says to classify the triangles. Make sure you use a word to describe both the angles and the side lengths. The angles could be classified as acute, obtuse, right, or equiangular. And then as far as side length classification, that would be scalene, isosceles, or equilateral. The first triangle, I'm looking at the side lengths. I see that there are two tick marks, and because those tick marks mean that the side lengths are equal, there are two side lengths that are equal, and I know then that that would be an isosceles triangle. And I also noticed that the triangle has a 90-degree angle, which is a right angle. So it only takes one right angle to make the triangle classified as a right triangle, excuse me. For number 2, I see that there are tick marks on all three sides. So that would be an equilateral triangle. And I noticed that there are two arcs in two angles. There are arcs in two of the angles, and the other angle is listed as 60 degrees. So for this one, the first thing I want to do is find out what these two angles would add up to. Since the angles in a triangle all equal 180, I'm going to do 180 minus 60 degrees. 180 minus 60 is 120. Since the other two angles are equal, I know that 120 would have to be divided by 2, and that gives us 60 degrees. That therefore makes all three angles the same. All of them are 60 degrees. So since that is the case, this triangle is both equilateral and equiangular. For the last triangle, there are no tick marks at all. So that means none of the side lengths are the same. So you should have said that that is a scalene triangle. As far as the angles, they are all less than 90 degrees. So it is an acute triangle. For the next set, it says to find the value of x and then classify the triangle. Make sure you use a word to describe both the angles and the side lengths. In order to find the value of x, we should set up an equation. I know that all of the angles of a triangle equal 180 degrees. So our equation would be x plus 78 plus 27 equals 180. When solving an equation, the first step would be to combine like terms. And this case, there are two constants, 78 plus 27. So I know 78 plus 27 is 105. So we would have x plus 105 equals 180. Subtract 105 from both sides. It's a little hard to see here with the tools on Cami. But that would leave us with x is equal to 180 minus 105 is 75 degrees. Now, as far as the classification of this triangle, there are no tick marks on any of the sides, so I know that that makes it a scalene triangle for side lengths. And since all of the angles are less than 90, it is also an acute triangle. For the next one, to find the value of x, we'll set up an equation. X plus 48 plus 84 equals 180. I first combine like terms. 48 and 84 is 132. So x plus 132 is equal to 180. We would subtract 132 from both sides. And that leaves us with x is equal to 48 degrees. Let's make sure that's right. 108 to get to 140, 40 more. That's correct. Okay, so now as far as the classification of this triangle, because there's tick marks on two of the sides, that makes it an isosceles triangle. And we have two angles at 48 degrees and one at 84, so that would make this an acute triangle. For number 6, we have a slice of watermelon, and there are two x's, so we need to solve for both of those angles. Because both angles are shown as the variable x, they must be the same. So when we set up the equation to solve, I know that this is going to be 2x plus 45 is equal to 180. For the two-step equation, imagine that the two terms are in houses. 2x is in one house and plus 45 is in the house next door. We always want to get rid of the house next door first, so we're going to subtract 45 from both sides. That would leave us with 2x is equal to, 45, 135. Okay, now that we have 2x is equal to 135, we would divide both sides by 2 in order to get x alone. And that leaves us with x is equal to 67.5 degrees. As far as the classification of this triangle, there are two side lengths that have tick marks, so I know that that's an isosceles triangle again. And we have angle measures of 45, 67.5, and 67.5. So this is another acute triangle. For number 7, we have one angle that is listed as 2x plus 15, one angle that's listed as x, and then one angle that has the box in the corner, so I know that that's 90 degrees. So the equation we would set up would be x plus 2x plus 15 plus 90 equals 180. Remember, we want to combine like terms first. So 1x plus 2x is 3x plus, and now 90 plus 15, now that's 105. All of that is equal to 180. Imagine again that these terms are in houses. We've got 3x in one house and plus 105 in another house next door. So we want to get rid of the plus 105 first by subtracting 105. Do the same thing to both sides, and that leaves us with 3x is equal to 75. Now we'll divide by 3 on both sides. And thinking of money, 75 divided by 3, I know that that's going to be 25 degrees. So as far as the classification of this triangle, there are no sides that have tick marks. So that means none of the side lengths are equal to each other, and that makes it a scalene triangle. Okay. And as far as the side lengths, just one right angle makes it a right triangle. The last question, number 8, says, can a triangle have the given measurements? In order to answer this question, all you have to do is add the side lengths that you're given, 31.75 plus 53.5 plus 94.75. If those side lengths add up to 180 degrees, then the answer to the question is yes. If they don't, then the answer to the question is no, because all triangles have to add up to 180 degrees as far as their angles goes. So I'm just using my calculator real quick to add that. It comes out to exactly 180 degrees. So the answer is